he told me, watch those Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPAs. I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're fine. And then I got up, I'm like, whoa. Holy shit.
A lot of those IPAs, you gotta.
That actually happens because you're, I don't remember, it's something.
Oh, your pyloric valve or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. And then, when you get up, you're like, whoa, fuck, I'm dicked up.
You know what? Don't eat, drink in the hot tub. That's what it's like a thrift program.
Oh, yeah.
If you
get
don't
drunk
eat,
quick,
yeah, don't eat lunch and then drink a bunch in the hot tub in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We're totally off track already.
Mm-hmm. He's probably recording all this too. It's all good information.
It's all excellent information, guys. Excellent information. Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless. With a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag, head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. I used it on our entire 8-day, 3,000-mile trip and still absolutely love that thing. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and brand new line for your all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. We love it, the gold. Gold member. Oh, thank you. Is that, yeah. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN, bus, plug, and play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. And I know exactly what Popeye was doing because I was reading the commercials, but I guarantee one, Mr. Schwartz didn't like the bathroom.
Oh, no, he was all over it.
I know. He didn't like the bathroom door open, and we left it open for the live feed, and he's telling you to shut it. That's actually pretty funny, David. It has been a crazy day, so if that's all that goes wrong, it's a good day because Popeye knows just showing up how hectic it was right here. All right, let's do this.
Disaster.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
That's right. You heard it, Popeye over there. That's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by listening to this very podcast, by being here live for all you members. You are part of what we call the biker revolution. That's right. I was waiting. All right.
Oh, damn it. I can't do more than one thing at a time. We already know that. I don't know why you're waiting.
The human brain actually, believe it or not, because of what we do for a living, we're some of the best multitaskers on the planet as Leos. But the human brain, when you listen to people who have studied it, it is not meant to multitask. It actually, it never does anything perfect when it multitasks. It fails at multiple things is what it does.
See, what I'm saying is I want to be successful at one thing right now.
Right.
That's all. I can't.
For you?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is, yeah, you're right. All right.
I know my limitations, damn you.
We do have just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up. Let us take you
on another wild-ass ride.
There you go. That's right. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
There we go. All right. This is real quick up front. This is a live video broadcast, patron members only. Of course, it will come out in regular podcast format months down the road because we batch process. It's going to be a 2-part series. This is part 1 of 1. It's going to be all about our recent 8-day, 3,000-mile through 7 states motorcycle trip here at Law Abiding Biker Media, integrated with, of course, our motorcycle club that many of us here are involved with, the Sworn Few Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. So, like I said, it'll kind of be baked in, integrated there. And we do appreciate all our patron members in the live chat with us right here because a lot of you in there are there and we're going to be talking about you. There's no better time to get signed up, guys, and get access to these live video broadcasts and get episodes months before. And even the ones that we aren't live, we still give them to you in the back end of your patron account. You'll see I've been doing that months before they ever air on the regular podcast format. So that's right, and we appreciate it because that's right, the man, the myth, the legend rode down today and had a great ride, but it was a warm day.
It was a little warm.
But
it's nice, though. A lot of honeys down on the river. College girls floating the river when I was coming in. Had a lot of waves coming in.
Nice, dude. Nice. All right, I just changed your level. Okay. Yeah, so thanks, Popeye, for being here. And of course, Oscar didn't have to come too far, but he is here.
Late as usual.
We always appreciate Oscar. That's right. Being involved with the episode here. And of course, pick these two guys. Lots of guys went, but these two guys were there, so they have a lot of insight into what went on. So we're going to get right to it. I do want to announce one new free video. Of course, we're cranking them out on the YouTube channel. And I did this right before, about 5 days before I left for the trip. It's on YouTube, and it was just a quick live that I threw up, but got a ton of hits. It was all about progressive motorcycle gear I'm testing on a long road trip, which was the one we're going to talk about here. And you can get it. It'll be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com / whatever episode number this is. And I'm going to post it for you guys if you're interested in the live chat, the direct link. But I tested shoes, a new, it's all progressive riding gear, a new coat, some pants, riding pants, and what else did I test? Shoes, there's something else I tested. But anyways, it's all listed on there. And I will be giving full reviews on those items that I tested. In fact, one on the shoes is an edit right now, and I hope to have it out sometime next week. Of course, we love our sponsors on the show, but as we see in the chat right here, we have a ton of patron members, and so they're also direct sponsors for this show, and we want to thank the following people. Popeye.
We'd like to thank Anthony Angeletti, I hope I said that right, of Billings, Montana, top-tier member, and Downing of Platte City, Missouri, Peter Rocco of DeBerry, Florida. He's also a top-tier member.
Oscar.
Charles McGregor of Channelview, Texas. Lauren Falkenham of Norwich, New York. And Earl, whoa, you quit moving stuff around. You're killing me right
Hadswell
now.
of Versailles, Illinois.
There you go. Thanks for taking over, Popeye.
You're moving shit around. And
I forgot.
I'm like, what the hell's
you
going on?
You can't multitask. Popeye didn't have any problem with it. Mohammed
It was
Taleb of
at the
Dubai.
top and then-
Mohammed Taleb of Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Shout out, Aaron.
UAE.
Yeah,
Wow.
Aaron Agmada of Wapahu, Hawaii. And I'm going to go there.
Wonder what island that is.
I know. Do we want to look?
Someone Google.
Yeah, Google. Get out the Google machine.
Someone ask
And
Alexa.
Rick Cohan of Seattle, Washington, while we're looking up
Thank you.
where Hawaii is.
Nicely
what part of Hawaii
done,
that is
dude.
from.
Another Washingtonian.
Frickin' Popeye.
Oh,
Jeez,
all over
on
the
top
first
of it.
episode.
Oh, yeah. What about the
Oh.
Shining Star right now? That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Big, high on a shining mountain.
All right, let's see.
Thank you, Michael White. He said, progressive riding gear. I was going to ask the same question. He asked if that was approved by the infamous AOC. Is that like liberal riding
It's on
gear?
Oahu.
Like it gives itself?
Oh, is it?
So
Well, there you go.
interesting point is I'll be going on a family vacation here in a week or so to Oahu. So, hey, and I'm going to be renting a motorcycle because it's on the way to Honolulu where I'm going to be renting a Harley and taking my daughter on a ride. So, hey, I'm glad we looked that up. That's
I have to
pretty
get a hold of him for a little info, some insider info as to
I
where to
know.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I may just reach out. And that's very good information because we're going to go on a ride just north of where he is, one of the rides that I've selected. Yeah, I may just do that. So there you go. So we're just going to dive right in here, guys. And so let's just start. This was, like I say, 8 days, 3,000 miles, 7 states, the ultimate goal. And one of the ultimate goals was the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, which was the farthest south, I would say, because the tip of Arizona, right?
Roger that. Yeah, I went into Arizona to get there. So that's as far south as we went.
So do you want to just, and I got these here, Popeye, let me swap these. I've got some show notes up here for y'all, and we can pull tabs or whatever. But why don't you start with day one? Let's do this. We've got these notes here. Why don't you start here? And if you need me to switch back there, I can switch back there.
Okay.
See that's our main document, and then
Yeah.
I just kind of threw these were my notes. So
Yeah. So a couple of us had to leave we all met up down in the Tri-Cities area of Washington State, and a couple of us were leaving from quite a bit further north, not quite a bit, but further north than that, and we had about 150 miles to go before we even got down to the Tri-Cities. So we started from there, first off, and met up with the rest of the crew in Salt Lake City, in Tri-Cities, and met up at the Harley-Davidson dealership down there before going.
okay.
And that's where I started kicking tires.
We'll find
Yes, you
out.
did.
We'll
Yes, you
find
did.
out. Popeye, and of course, I filmed this entire thing. I may talk a little bit about that later. it was frustrating. I'm not going to get into it now. We'll see if time allows. Because I'm going to do a documentary on it, but let's just say I had some debacles and hiccups with film stuff, and just that's part of the game when you're running and gunning doing a documentary film. All right. Nonetheless, I do want to tell you about day one. So by the end of this episode, or by end of part 2, we'll find out if Popeye actually purchased a new bike, because he started kicking tires and he was interested in. Then that got Oscar starting to kick tires too. Yeah. So you're going to find out at the end of part 2 whether Oscar
I was kicking tires
Popeye.
on the Ultras as well as street glides. The wife would like to have an Ultra, just bigger, easier, a little better riding back there. So I was kicking some tires on those before we ever left.
So we weren't sure. There was no definitive whether he was going to get one or not. He just talked to a lot of dealerships, which you'll find out.
I remember you showed up a bit late to the dealership.
Yes.
And we're all like, oh, fuck, typical Ryan, just show up whenever you want. What? Why were you late? What happened? What happened?
So my trip didn't start out so well, guys. It's actually never happened over the past. Well, I've had that.
Oh
lift.
yeah, I tell girls the same thing in college. This has never happened before. Never happened before.
Nice one. For
very convincing. Very convincing.
Very works every time. Yeah. So, anyways, I told you guys when I'm running and gunning, I'm setting cameras. I got camera gear. I'm an absolute. It's controlled chaos. The guys, if you watch me behind the scenes, it's very controlled chaos trying to film. So anyways, I was in a hurry in the morning. I pumped a camera because I was going to get a insert shot of backing the bike off the lift and anyways, what happened is I had all my gear on back and it's super heavy because I've got all my film gear and my regular gear. So I don't normally have my bike on the lift when it's all geared up like that, or I'm really careful anyways because it's a lot of extra weight. Anyways, make a long story short, I pull my bike back up on real quick. I jump off in a hurry because I'm already running late to grab my camera that's filming off the workbench because I was getting a shot of leaving the garage. And it is on film because my camera was still rolling. I hear it. I hear it slam. So my Street Glide Special with all the gear, everything, it's got a wheel chock in it, but it can't, and when I look at the video, I straight didn't even put it on straight. I was in such a hurry. I backed off, got the shot, rolled back up. You can see me just bail off it. I drag my foot across the seat so it pulls the bike and it's all shaking like this, and it goes.
So is your shot like from the garage looking at your bike?
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. It happens right behind me.
Nice.
So you'll want to get the documentary film if you want to see that because it will make the cut.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so what happened is it fell off. And remember, it's not just these bikes are meant to go over police. We use them as police bikes. They drop all the time. No big deal. The problem is the lift sits about a foot off the ground.
Right.
So it's not dropping onto flat ground. So it dropped down. And if it would have landed flat, but it didn't, it has that extra angle on it. Mm-hmm. So it smashed the mirror. It blew the mirror out and it snapped my clutch handle. And so I was like, son of a bitch. I get it. My wife heard it. I lifted it back up.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, she comes running. I go, no. I mean, I'm fine.
My ego is killing me right now, though. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
My pride hurts.
In fact, I forgot about that because
I don't care about the pride. I just wanted to get rolling. I've dropped my bike a lot before. I just pick it back up and ride on. But it was shit. Now I can't ride with a broken clutch handle.
Right. And I forgot about that. 'Cause, you had to fix that. But we were originally just going to meet right off the highway, and then the reason that we went to Rattlesnake Harley Davidson there in Kennewick was because you had to go get a new mirror.
New mirror.
Yeah, new mirror. And then so that got switched on the fly after we'd picked up Squid. We just picked him up. And then it was, what the hell are we moving destinations for already?
We didn't have time to explain.
Yeah.
And I was trying not to hold everybody up.
Right. But you did.
I did. And I did really quickly. Luckily, I had an extra stock clutch handle because I run an aftermarket clutch handle on my bike most of the time. Right now, it's still stock. So I had to get upstairs, grab my stock clutch cable handle and do a quick repair. And I replaced it. And then I rode without a mirror. For all day one. I thought I was going to have to ride multiple days without a left mirror, but I got lucky. And anyways, we ended up down at Rattlesnake Harley Davidson in the Tri-Cities. That's why what Popeye's referencing is we switched meet locations. And I could not believe, so I didn't, obviously I need to order my aftermarket clutch handle replacement, but they did have one last mirror. And it only sells in pairs.
One on the stand. Oh, really?
Yeah, only sells in pairs.
What the hell?
I know. So I have an extra right mirror. If anybody breaks one, a right mirror, make sure you break your right side.
Exactly.
So go drop it on your right side.
Uh-huh.
But we couldn't replace it right away because we were in a hurry and it was hot and we didn't want to do it in the parking lot. So I told Lurch, I said, listen, when we get to Boise later today, you need to help me replace that. And so later when we got to Boise, we did it late at night in the parking garage and got that. And of course, that'll all be on the documentary film, which we'll edit this fall, hopefully, after I get over being mad about it. Some of the film and camera problems that happened, I got to get around it. It's going to be one of my most difficult, just because GoPro kind of screwed up. I love to hate GoPros, and then my mic jack broke on my main camera, and so it's sketchy, and I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna piece it together and make it work. But it will be great nonetheless, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
It makes for a great opening.
Exactly, I guess. So anyways, why don't we go on from there? So we got no left mirror, and you kicked the tires on a few bikes, and we got to roll.
We got to roll. We're up, we're out, we're taking off, and we headed down 395. Wasn't that what that was,
Yes,
Oscar?
yes.
395. If you guys live in the Washington, Idaho, Oregon area, this was the first time any of us had been on 395.
Well, that section.
Well, you're right. Okay, we've ridden 395 multiple other times. But that section, and what I'm talking about is south of Pendleton area.
Yes.
Be south out of the Tri-Cities, Pendleton area. 395 south, and we rode that pretty much all the way down. Well, there's another road that cuts off of before you hit Boise, like 24 or something, 26.
26, yeah.
26.
Yep, right.
So that's pretty good off the top of my head.
Nice. Attaboy.
But so 395, not what I was expecting. I'd looked at some maps. I'm old school. I've been telling these idiots pull up like a Rand McNally because the paper map it gives you like highlighted areas of what are good scenic routes. And I don't think that was one of the scenic routes. Rand McNally?
That's right. Yeah, let me look that while you're talking. What's it called? Spell it.
Jesus H. Rand McNally?
Yeah, Rand. Just
use Google.
R-A-N-D.
For my maps, I don't use Rand.
McNally. It's only been around like 150 years.
I know.
Yeah.
I literally
But Google hasn't been around that long.
I refuse to use paper maps.
Yeah.
But
So
yes.
but what's nice is, like I said, it gives you, I'm sure plenty of people in here have seen them, but it's actually like they mark the roads that are more scenic routes to travel. So when you're making a ride plan, it's an excellent resource to look at as to which way you might want to go. But anyway, 395, we went out of there. Not what I was expecting. Great curvy mountain pass. What did we get up to? 5,000-6,000 feet, something like that on there?
I think so, yeah.
It was pretty high, and tons of Forest Service campgrounds. I want to go back there with a family and hit some of those Forest Service campgrounds because it didn't seem that busy as far as we were going through on a Sunday, which you would think there would be a lot of campers at least leaving or still there because we were there early afternoon. But it didn't seem that busy. But absolute great ride, nice steep roads going south, so we were going uphill most of the way. I don't think we lost too much elevation. It didn't seem like before dropping down to Boise. So it was steep. It was steep going up. Some nice steep, curvy roads.
Man,
fantastic and well maintained.
Yeah, very well maintained, and we didn't have any of those silly reducing. What do they call? Oh, frick! What's the technical term? Reducing radius corners.
Decrease radius?
Where they get sharper as they...
exactly.
Anyway, these were nice, big, sweeping corners that we could actually kind of grind through and keep some speed on, except for that Toyota truck.
Yeah, we get stuck behind one asshole there for quite a while.
Asshole.
Get out of the way.
It's okay to get out of the way. I pull over all the time when I'm in my truck or towing my trailer when bikes are behind me. But so 395 between Pendleton and John Day. So we ended up heading down to John Day.
I'm bringing up Ride Planner if we need it. You guys I'll have it on a tab here.
So if you guys are in the Greater Northwest, that's a great ride. It was like $250 for us from Yakima down to John Day. So that's easily, if you really wanted to do a long day, you could go down and back. But John Day was not a bad little town. There was a Best Western there. So it would be a nice weekend. Leave it Saturday like at noon and ride and get down.
If you just went to there.
Yeah, if you just went down to John Day and back. So total, and then there's lots of cool ways to get back from there. You don't have to go the same way.
And even like I was thinking, man, if you went down there and made kind of a circle around John Day or something, start heading back north, you could come back up through where's Wazoo at?
Pullman.
Pullman.
Yeah, right.
Come back up to like that area, or stay even a little bit east over kick over to Montana or something. That's just a great ride start. For those of you who live out Midwest, you don't give a shit about what we're saying right now.
Well, unless you get over here.
There's a lot of good riding out here, out in the West.
Yeah.
A lot of
and
good riding.
a lot of those listeners do because they are retired and they can do 30 days and come
Right.
all the way across the U.S.
Yeah.
We have had quite a few East Coasters over here asking about, they'll email me about asking rides around Washington State because they're in the
There
area.
are a bunch of them.
There is a bunch. And Eastern Oregon's got a ton of nice roads.
It does. And it's not real populated either.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah, so 395 definitely good section. I was pleased for day one to be able to do that. Did we make
Great
any
weather.
stops?
We did. We made a stop there for lunch.
For lunch
yeah,
at John Day.
We made a lunch stop there. That was, I believe it was the 1188 Brewing.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that a long 395? I'm trying to remember. Is that after we're done with that?
That was on 26.
I think you're
John
right.
Day is on 26.
Yeah.
So 395 teed at 26, and then if we go west, then you go a little farther west and then south again.
Yep, I
You
got to
stay
watch
on
the
395.
film and all the shots to remember how beautiful that was.
Oh, it was nice. After
great.
that, not so much. It was kind of boring. Where was that
Yeah.
random weird little town we stopped with the dude with the old Harley? That was a cool bike.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was our guy. It was hot.
That was right before we got
Holy
into
shit.
Boise.
That
I
was
don't know
right.
what town that
It was, yeah.
That
I
was
didn't-
like 2 hours out of
Came
Boise.
over like speaking in tongues.
Yeah, he did.
He liked us.
Yeah. And it was hot as hell.
He had an old pan head on there.
Is that what it was?
Old pan head, just wearing the goggles.
Yeah, open
He was a
exhaust or
local,
whatever.
total local, yeah. Total local. That thing just pop, 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 coming in, pop,
Yeah.
pop, 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 just like, holy shit, who is this guy, dude? And he was nice as hell, but
Yep.
He was.
I don't know for sure. He may have hit the old pipe a few times.
Oh,
The old-
maybe a few times.
the old pipe a few times. I'm not sure, but nice nonetheless. And he'll be on the film. Of course, I had to. Popeye knows exactly what I was doing. Get the old cam and go over. I just got to say hi to this guy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, he's going over to talk to him. Yeah, you grab your
Fish
camera.
on, dude.
Yeah, holding up, go over, start talking to him, and it's pretty good. So, no, 1188 Brewing for lunch stop there in John Day. Great little stop, man.
Good restaurant.
They had good beer, good food. That was a nice little spot. Cool little town too. It's a pretty quiet little town, but
Not bad.
I like old West towns like that, or kind of old brick buildings and whatnot.
Which one, bro?
John Day.
John Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cool place.
Yep, I had fun there, and we're always looking for. We planned this trip so organized this year. Oscar and I did that. It is nice if you guys are going to plan trips. We used to didn't do this. It doesn't always work, but in the past we just kind of guessed, and sometimes that doesn't work out so well. So if we can,
Sometimes it works out really well.
sometimes it works out well. It
does.
but this year
Some
it
of
worked
the best
out
nights
well.
we've had is pick on the fly of where we're going to lunch. Or,
Yeah, but that doesn't
or
work.
dinner. Or
But this
something.
year, think about it.
Oh, I know. I agree. I hear you.
with,
it was good.
Twin Falls. That
That's
was
what I'm
great,
saying.
But we didn't pick that on the.
No, that's why I'm saying is sometimes
right.
when you pick shit on the fly, those are the funnest nights
I got.
that you can have. You just accidentally stumble into something. And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
We had something. No, we had that planned, didn't we? Or did we not?
No.
Twin Falls. Did we forget
We
to plan a
Yelped
stop?
that shit or Googled it.
But why?
Oh, we did. Yeah.
We Googled it and we just happened to end up there, and we'll get there. We're fucking 7 days
Yeah,
from it, but
Oh, yeah.
we happened to Google it.
Hey, one day at a time.
And when we showed up, the shit was going on. Remember, they're like, "Oh, you here for this show?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. That's what.
And then
Oh yeah. Never mind.
stay tuned for part 2. We'll talk
See,
about what I'm talking
we
about.
only planned our. That's my bad. We only planned our lunch stops. We never planned a dinner stop because when we would get into town. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. I thought we planned all this. So we did all our lunch stops and gas stops in our plan for each day. But you're right. Every evening, because you're already in town and you have time. But I would suggest planning a lunch stop because usually you can combine it with a gas stop. And you're not going to spend a lot of time there. And there was some sketchy towns we stopped in. And it was nice to do research ahead of time because we never had a bad experience. Make sure they have good star reviews and good food. Some of those places are sketchy.
That's a great way to do it when you stop in a town for gas, and then you're not just getting back on the highway for another 20 miles and getting back off. When you ride with a group, it saves you some time of we're already in town. We're going across. Hey, don't run in there and get, take a piss. We're going to fucking lunch here in 2 minutes. So just stand by, it saves you shit at the end of the day. You're an hour ahead.
With a group bigger than probably 4. I mean, 4 is manageable.
Yeah.
That way, if someone gets like parted or a bike breaks down or whatever, then you have the pre-planned stops to catch up to. And then it saves you, is entirely right. It saves us a ton of stops. Plus we account for guys, how far they can go with gas. So you can do that in a group of 3 or 4, maybe or less, but bigger than that, you got to have some stops.
Jackson says he's giving you a chance to throw poor Rob under the bus, man. He says Oscar was the ride plan way better than anything Rob planned.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah,
throw poor Rob under the bus, dude.
Sure. No, but it was. You know what?
I got a buddy that, Adam, who's been on here talking about adventure riding, who we'll actually have on probably the next few months. We're also going to have him back on. He's going back up to the Yukon territories on his adventure bike. But he always asks, he's like, why do you freaking, get a hotel before you guys know where you're going to stop? Or, you just guys, why don't you just stop in and get a hotel? Because that's what they do. But it's only him and his buddy that ride together.
That's easy to do.
When you're riding with a group, you can't do that. You can't just swing into a town and hope, hey, we need freaking 6 rooms or 8 rooms or whatever.
You could, or you'll end up at the Red Roof Inn, like in Gallup, New Mexico.
Oh, shit.
That's what you'll get. With a continental breakfast of a waffle.
Right.
They had that was their continental
only
breakfast.
one waffle.
It was a waffle maker with batter, and I don't even want to touch the batter. So that was sketchy,
might be a
dude.
little extra batter in there.
Yeah, there might be some batter, dude. And,
you cannot do that with a group.
So into 1188 Brewing into hotel. Yeah, that's good information when you're ride planning for bigger groups.
Extra
and stuff
batter
like
is
that.
good info.
Extra batter is straight good info. Watch out for the batter. We stayed
Baby batter.
at the Hilton Garden Inn, and this was all pre-planned in downtown Boise. We wanted to be downtown. We always seem like every year we end up in Boise, either going down or coming back, because it's just a really convenient in-between mileage. And this day,
We got in a little late.
We got in.
454 mile day, 8 hours if we didn't say.
500. It was like 560 or something like that. I was over 550 for the day.
It was, huh? It was supposed to be this.
Well, no. For those guys, though,
for you guys,
we
For
planned
me,
it
I
all
was
from
over
Yakima.
550.
Yeah. So I mean,
Remind me.
Probably pushing 6.
did we get into town at 9 or something?
Why? Remind me.
Because we
somebody
started.
dropped their fucking bike
Yeah,
off the
we
lift and
started
showed up an hour and a half to 2 hours late.
Good call.
Everything
dude.
else went as planned, except for starting 2 hours late.
I was just curious.
Yeah,
Generally.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so we got into town late and remember? So this was bullshit. You guys remember the parking situation?
No. I know I fixed my mirror.
I threw a fit. I go, what the fuck?
No, wait a minute. But the two. Okay, first
Is
of
this
all,
in Boise? Set it up.
yeah,
Yeah, so
At
the
the-
Boise, where we stayed at in
I'm
downtown
sorry.
Yes,
Boise.
were you-
we walked in and I'm like,
right.
I asked him, how much is parking? And parking was stupid. I mean, it was, we're
Yeah.
in Boise. We're not in
we're
freaking Washington, D.C. here. It's
I know.
$20 or something stupid, for
Yeah.
$25. And that is per bike.
Yeah,
And so I go, bullshit. We can fit 4 bikes into one freaking stall. And he's like, well, no, policy says we have to have freaking only 1 bike per stall. Or you actually he told me, he goes, you can put us,
Two.
He said, no. He told me you can put as many bikes into one stall. And I go, bullshit. I go, I'm going to string them all out and take up every parking spot that I can if you're charging me for it.
Right.
But
the
and then
super cool dude helped.
the super cool dude. Yeah. He
Was a
goes,
dude, right?
He just looks at me. Yeah. But he
Super awesome.
looks at me and he's just like, dude, just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
We're like this Lee.
Yeah, just shut up. And I'm like, well, I'm so like, what the fuck? And he's just kind of looks at me like, shut up, dude. I'm going to hook you up. And so he didn't worry about it. And he understood where we were coming from.
Well, it was
the other
like
guy was
this-
just one of them douchebags that, the rule says this, folks. This
policy.
Is what the policy says this. It must be followed
Adjust
to
those
a
glasses.
T. The policy.
When it was like this, I said, hey, what's up with parking? Oh, hey, it's if you guys want the secured camera lot with a security guard, it's $15 a night. I go, what's the alternative? 2 blocks over, there's a lot. You can park there after 8 and you have to be gone by 7. Like, what the why would we?
Yeah.
We'll just go in the lot. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then douchebag next door. Oh, you can only park 1 bike. I thought he said we could park 2. We were going to park
Nope,
4 or whatever.
1. That's when I told him, I go, fuck you. I'm
15
freaking parking at
bucks.
as many spots as I can.
It's awesome, dude. Okay, so I do want to mention this. So obviously that night after we went to dinner, we fixed the mirror and on the documentary film, got my new mirror on. I was happy about that. It sucks, really sucks riding without a left mirror. I do head checks anyways, but especially when I'm filming around a group, I like to be aware of everything around me. So that was nice to get that back on. But I do want to shout out to a patron member, and I'm sorry, Darren Reed, patron member, he had suggested, this was if we got in town on time, and I really wanted to go to Dirty Little Roddy's. in Boise. And we weren't able to go. It's got a mechanical bull there, and I really wanted to see Oscar and Popeye ride the mechanical bull. But like we say, we got in so late, and we had a long day or a fair day the next day, so we weren't able to go there. But thanks for the suggestion. Maybe next time we're in Boise, we'll hit that up. I really would have liked to see these guys
I didn't
ride
drink
that.
enough that night to get on.
We didn't have time.
Oh, no, we didn't. No, we got in late.
So we'd walk downtown. No, we rode. We rode downtown,
Yeah.
and nice little night ride. And we were downtown anyways. Very short ride.
Great. I love riding on
Talk
a night
about
like that. It was probably,
it was beautiful.
80, 85 degrees, and when the sun goes down, riding in a new town, especially a bigger town, and Boise doesn't have a lot of traffic, especially at night.
Right.
And so you get to cruise around, like say 80, 85, and it's just freaking awesome when you're cruising with the boys. And I don't know, is there something about that? Just cruising around a new town and kind of checking it out a little bit, and we
You got all your
far.
gear off because you're going so short. You kind of strip down a little bit, you know.
And it's just awesome. I know, it's just a great feeling.
Yeah, it is. I really enjoy experiencing big towns, riding through them at night. There's just something about that. You're right. Especially the day you got there safe. You get to go sit down a nice dinner and a beer, and you just, it's nice.
We need to write that into another trip where we have an evening where we can just go fuck off and ride around.
I agree.
Go around town.
Right. Yeah, go right around one of the bigger cities.
Totally agree. So dinner at 10 Barrel Brewing. Not a lot to say there other than it's really good environment. It's right downtown. And
except they were out of everything. Oh, I want the chicken. We don't have that.
You're right.
I'd like to have a turkey sandwich. We don't have that.
What did they have going on?
Wasn't it Gay Pride Weekend?
No, it was.
Well,
but they had a car show.
Car show that
Big
day.
old car show, and so they said the car show just wiped them out, so they were out a ton of
It
food.
was Gay Pride Weekend. I thought Oscar would have been
It
down
was
there
mine.
anyways. Oscar was already down there. We met him down there.
I was watching you march in
Is
the
that
parade.
why you left early? That's probably why you took off early from lunch to get there for the
Not
parade?
Not here to judge, bro. Not
that there's anything wrong with that.
No. Well,
Okay, members, we're
I don't
just
know
teasing.
how. Yeah, I don't know
why
how
you
Idaho
guys-
is though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Washington, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Idaho. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just
It's
don't
a
know how
college
Idaho feels
town.
about
It was probably okay for you guys to hold hands.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was totally cool. Don't worry about it.
About holding wieners.
That's acceptable too.
Just holding wieners. All right, we're degrading this
right.
conversation already.
Back to the hotel. Lurch fixed the mirror, and bam, lights out. As before we move into day two, is there anything you want to finish up, guys, on day one?
In bed early is a hard ride. Like I say, almost 600 miles for me, and I was out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so day two. Let's look at day two here real quick. We'll set this up. So basically, day two is was Monday, June 17th, Boise, Idaho. Our ultimate destination was going to be Jackson, Wyoming. It was a 345-mile day, 6 hours saddle time. So with lunches and of course all that kind of stuff. And we got to visit a really cool place, which we're going to talk about, and we can talk about this stuff here, guys, when we get to it. So let me go back, and day two, there we go. Who wants to pick this back up?
Where'd we go? I can't remember. Oh.
What are we doing?
Where the
what is going on?
So I can pull up Ride Planner.
We went down 89, I think. Didn't we take 89 from Jackson, or was that the next day?
Jesus, we're in Boise, son.
Oh yeah, no, to Jackson. We went.
It's a good thing you quit drinking.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that much better when I was drinking.
So we made a beeline
I think it's
east.
worse.
Basically a beeline east to Jackson from here, Boise.
Oh, 89 was the next day. That was a boring ass
This
ride.
is Highway 20 always.
Yeah.
That goes by
was-
Craters of the Moon.
Yeah,
It's-
road kind of sucks.
So-
you get
Always
stuck behind a
sucked.
lot of campers.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Oh fuck, that one destroyed my back. Remember, it was like every 10 feet there was a crack in the road. Oh man, that fucked my back up.
Yeah.
I took a nap. I don't think the road turned. Oh no, that was 90. Damn it. I can't remember.
God, you're
shit.
way off. You're 6 days
Dude,
later.
what the frick? No, you know what? The
You
highlight.
go through Fairfield, you go all through all these little tiny towns in Idaho, and it's just wide open. It's what
It
you would
really
think
was.
of Eastern.
But after Mountain Home, and even the road down to Mountain Home is just, we were on a 4-lane highway. But
Yeah.
out of Mountain Home on the highway, what did we say it was? 30?
20. Yeah.
Yeah, that just
Boring. Super boring. Arco was probably the highlight because when we planned this, we were Googling like Google Earth to see these towns and
You're
stuff.
getting ahead of us.
No,
That's
it's
lunch,
not.
right?
Yeah, but there's nothing else to talk about on
Where'd
that.
we
there is.
stop? Where'd we stop before frickin'
didn't I just
Arco?
highlight this?
You did. I know.
And I said, we're going
Jesus
to talk
H.
about, look at it, still highlighted.
Where did we stop before? I don't remember anything else.
Unbelievable.
Dude, that was a terrible.
You got to lay off the
boring.
pipe. I realize you quit drinking, but now you're left. You quit smoking.
Son of a-
Memory crash.
So let's back up.
Craters of the Moon was before Arco?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the only other highlight.
Remember
of that
we were
day.
laughing because we got flashed right before lunch.
That woke you up.
Yeah.
No, I
You're
don't
right in the
remember.
back.
We
and
got
the cop
flashed by
going
those
the other way.
chicks.
Oh, then that, that's what I was thinking. Oh, on that.
I was like,
You mean that?
I didn't see no
That's
titties
the
on
story
this.
we're telling, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to keep this interesting.
Oh yeah, because we went 70 miles in a straight fucking line. Yeah, that day was so uneventful. That ride was that. I remember Craters of the Moon and pickles.
Yeah.
Tim
We
Tilson
s-
in chat says Highway 2693 is way better. Yeah.
What
might have
what
to
is
try
wrong
that.
with you, Tim?
Oh, David Schwartz says worse than Utah roads. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Oh,
depends
there's-
where
yeah.
at in Utah, but yeah.
Yeah, there's some good roads in Utah, but there's some pretty straight,
shitty ones too, south. Yeah. So anyways, to pick that up, we did stop. We rode Highway 20 a lot. We always blow by it. And on our Colorado
good
trip,
reason.
for good reason. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I didn't.
There you go. Two different opinions here. So I do want to talk
I
about
like
it.
that. I like Craters of the Moon.
It was cool.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't been there, they
Dumb.
do. It is a national park, so be aware of that.
Poor ride planning.
Totally stupid.
So Highway 20, if you guys are riding by there and it is something you want to see, obviously you hear two different opinions here, but I want to tell you about it because a lot of people are interested. And it's actually a national park and it's all volcanic type. It's you probably won't see similar. I don't know if there's anywhere else necessarily in the United States that would have this kind of rock formations. It's definitely a geological type site, and it is highly trafficked and visited. Again, you'll have to pay to get in, which brings me to my point of interagency passes. So if
Yes.
you guys aren't familiar, Oscar had been traveling around with his family prior to this, the prior year, and he kind of made us alerted us to the interagency pass. So we made sure our entire group before they left got an interagency pass. It's about $100. You get it from the feds, and it basically allows you into any. And we were going in multiple on this ride. We were going in multiple national parks, so it allows you into any of those and parking and all that kind of stuff. We did learn before we left that if you're riding motorcycles, this is good information here. If you're riding motorcycles, one interagency pass, a lot of us bought our own. We didn't need to. But one interagency pass will get two motorcycles in. So if you're traveling with a buddy, just get one. And it's in their fine print on the website, but you just need one interagency pass for two motorcycles. And so,
Yeah, but don't forget, member douchebag in
don't forget to sign it at
yeah
North Rim of the Grand
so
Canyon.
so you got to sign it. So like I had one.
You only have to if you get that guy.
If you get that guy and then Lee signs it, then I can't take my wife anywhere now.
Jeez, the fucking guy coming in. Remember that guy?
Yeah, what a dick.
I go back and club him like a baby seal.
So the interagency pass, if you buy it for your family and you and your wife sign it, then the motorcycle thing goes out the window. But it's a good investment.
Just sign it sloppy as fuck, and
There
they'll
you
never
go.
know who
There you
is
go.
on it. I mean, it's a stupid system.
Yeah, right.
If you work for the Park Service, it's a great system. Please ignore that.
Yeah,
Continue
right.
to use what you're doing.
That's right. Gary Jackson says interagency pass I bought was 80. Yeah, I may have said 100. Maybe it was 80. I don't remember, but
It's 80.
Yeah, 80. So $80, and that allows you into any national park. It allows you in without paying, and you get the fast pass right on through the gate if it's signed. All right. So Craters of the Moon, Popeye didn't like it. I think it was worth it. I've ridden by it about 4 times before, and I always just
Right.
blow by it. So you can ride through it real quick. There's a visitor center. That's kind of boring, but I actually like the fact that we could ride through it. There's all kinds of roads that go back through it, and there's a lot of different places you can stop. We only made one stop, took some pictures. We didn't spend much time, and then Oscar, you can go on, and we moved on to gas and lunch in Arco.
I forgot already.
All right, so we picked a really cool place prior to the trip.
Pickles.
And
Wait,
this
you
is-
got to set the scene though. Okay, let me back up here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do. And then
no,
you said
yeah.
you didn't
You're
remember.
actually going to remember something that happened now?
Tells me he doesn't remember. I'm picking up his slack,
No
and now all of a
shit.
sudden he wants to talk.
That
Yeah.
cued me. I remembered now. I was trying
Stand
to.
by. Oscar has a thought.
I'm trying. I'm trying to multitask. We looked up this place. We're trying to pick, places to stop and eat, and so we looked up Arco, and we're like, "Oh, this looks." And then the first bar I picked was a shithole. So we picked this place
I was
because
like-
it was bright ass green. And so we rolled into Arco, and I thought,
Out of the two places we
out
could
of-
have picked.
we rolled into Arco, and I thought, oh gosh, what did we do?
There ain't shit there.
There is nothing there. The town was all run down, and so
This is why you pick ahead of time. This is my point.
it
Yes.
was brutal. And I thought, man, this place is gonna be a total pit. And so we couldn't find it, so we keep following 20, and then around the corner, here's this giant bright building. And so what's their claim to fame is the
giant.
I mean, giant green. I mean, it's just
like
green.
the size of a garage.
Well, I know, but out there, the green
right,
made it stand out. It's all green because it's called Pickles Place or something.
Pickles
turned
Place,
out to be freaking delicious.
It was a good place.
It was a good place to eat, but
It's like a little family joint. They had plenty of staff because there was a lot of other bikers in there. Remember,
little biker spot.
Little biker spot.
Yep.
What was their claim to fame? That was the first place they got nuclear power or something. That first place
was it? I didn't see that.
Yeah, and that's why there was like I don't remember their logo had nuclear shit on it or whatever. But anyway,
it was packed.
It was the restaurant was great.
Met some cool bikers there riding.
Staff was friendly.
Food
Arco's
was good.
A pit, but other than that, random. So hey, we lucked out on that one.
So Pickles Place,
Pickles Place in Arco. Is that Idaho? Yeah.
And as we're sitting there, remember the freaking storm clouds that were coming in?
I started picturing this in my mind as I kept going out. I was like, oh, that's not looking good.
I'm thinking we're gonna get hammered here. Even when we were coming in, before those girls flashed us. That's
right.
Yeah, I was
trying to find those girls. They were not in Arco when we got there. Damn it.
No. And so I was kind of trying to hurry because I was trying to get in front of those clouds.
Yeah, that's that's
blacker and shit. And I'm like, ooh, we better hurry up and get in front of those clouds because they were black.
And those were mountain storms coming. Those weren't like a gentle cleansing rain.
We got lucky with that.
We did.
So, but we got in the hopper there.
All right. So let's do this real quick and then we'll move into, I think that's pretty much wraps it up for day 2. I think so. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, we did.
We're at lunch.
Well, let's do this. This is in the hopper. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. Yep, you know what that means. Less time installing, more time riding, Popeye. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Yep, that's why we like their stuff. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check your local Harley or Honda dealership. Ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. So check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. We got a lot of Goldwinger listeners. Help support us and head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. And we got a ton in stock with our new store facility and love working with Zero 3D. And we sell the bejesus out of Zero 3D parts, and that speaks for their easy installation and, of course, their quality. What a great company that we're associated with and continue to sponsor this very podcast. So let's move on, leave Arco, and where are we headed? Let's pick it right back up and move along here.
Heading to Jackson.
Jackson Hole.
And I love Jackson. That's
that place is the shizzle.
All right, so Arco, what do we want to talk about? Anything special, boys, on the way to Jackson that we want to talk about? We already said it's a pretty...
shit.
Until you get into...
Yeah.
The very last part of that ride right here.
Oh, man.
It's a very last stretch, like the very last, quarter of this day ride. But you do hit the mountains. You do hit the forest land right here, right?
Is that that was that jacked up pass we went over. It was raining a little bit.
It was. I don't know about a jacked up pass.
We did get rained on.
Awesome.
No, I mean, but the construction and stuff had all that road construction on it.
Down low before we turned out. Was that 31? Is that the actual is it 31 is actually 22.
22, yeah.
So 22 is the actual number, and they call it Teton Pass.
That's right.
But so before that, Before that, we were down. Remember, we took that left to turn onto Highway 22. So we turned off of 31. See it up there. We turned off of.
What are you looking for?
Right?
31.
Right yeah.
And then we go, okay, so, or does 31 turn into 22?
Looks like it turns into 22.
So we turned off of a different road. What did we turn off of before that?
Ooh, if I can find it for
20.
you, bro.
We were on 20.
Yep, we were on 20 all the way.
26. So you turn off at 26 onto 31, 20, and then 31 turns into 22, it looks like.
A good call, yep.
But before that, remember, we were kind of riding along the river and whatnot, and then we actually stopped. A bunch of us took a piss on the side of the road before we turned on.
That's where Daryl found that sign. Kids on the road next 2 miles or whatever.
That's right. Yeah. Just random.
It was a random sign.
But for a ways before we got there, the riding had started getting pretty good before turning off onto 31. But once we turned off onto 31, that's when it really started to get
It got a lot better. Yeah, right.
Total badassery. And then 31 turns into 22. Probably one of the steepest passes I've ever been on as far as climbing.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of signs in the winter. If you're, God, I don't remember if it was however many axles, you're not allowed to be up there. There's all kinds of restrictions for winter driving. Obviously, they get a ton of snow.
Yeah.
Remember, wasn't that up in that area, there were signs about they don't clear after a certain time, or was that the one on 395? I know 395 had that.
No, that was the one in, that wasn't that the one in Utah? I knew which one you're talking about. That was the one going to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Steep as hell, awesome scenery, tons of frickin' corners. There are some RVs. We did get stuck behind a few RVs, but nothing bad. But just a beautiful road, and to come into Jackson that way is awesome. It just kind of sets up. You're coming into the mountains.
Yeah, that not have the road construction. That whoever hits that brand new pavement, that's a top notch ride.
Yeah, I remember we were kind of trying to haul ass.
True.
Because we got from lunch, and I remember kicking guys going, "We gotta go. You know, fill your shit up, and we're out." Because what were we trying to make when we came into Jackson?
The $1 Million Cowboy Bar, right?
Wrong.
The gondola.
Oh, the gondola. That's
gondola.
right. And then the $1 Million. Yeah.
Yes.
We were trying to make the gondola ride. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I geared up out of Arco with my coat, my textile jacket, because it can handle rain. I had my waterproof shoes on and everything, so I was prepared for it. It did piss on us. Not horrible, but it pissed here and there. And
that's right. You're right. That was Teton Pass. That was badass.
It was.
I was thinking of that road construction area, but Teton was after that.
Right.
Oh, that's right. That was that's right. That was
Badass
super
road.
steep.
It doesn't matter which way you go into Jackson. I've been in from the north through Tetons. I've been coming from the south, and we're coming from Colorado. I've come in from the west like this, and it's awesome. But this was one of the more gorgeous ways with that pass.
That's
That was
right.
really cool.
That was a cool pass.
So what did we do after coming up over Teton Pass?
Yeah, we wanted to hit the old
Gondola.
the gondola.
The gondola.
Is it gondola?
Gondola.
Gondola.
Or gondola.
I think
I
it's
sound more
potato.
I sound more educated when you say the gondola.
Gondola.
You sound super smart.
Gondola.
Yeah, one more
Right.
time, dude. Just
Gondola.
for yeah.
Gondola. Yeah, right.
And that is up there in Teton Village.
Yeah,
So-
at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the ski resort.
Yeah, I think it's about 15 miles off of the highway or something like that. So we got up there, and it was great. So it closed at I don't remember, it was like 6 o'clock or something like that. And we got there at like 5:15.
We just made it.
We were one of the last couple rides, and I was worried they were going to stop selling maybe an hour before or something. There was no shits given about that, but it was great. So these gondolas, they told us in the ski year, they run up to the top of the mountain with 100 people inside. They said you can't tip
That would be
over
nuts
in
to
there.
butts.
Yeah, they
Nuts
said you
to butts.
Yeah, you
That'd be
can't
good
tip over if you want to. They said
Right.
It is so packed. In the summer, they run 60 so that you can walk around and take pictures, and it's not so crowded. We got on, and there was probably about 10 of us,
Yeah,
or
right.
a dozen of us, and we had several of the guys who didn't want to go up that stayed behind. But
Pussies.
So it was, yeah. So
I'm
it
going
was
to publicly call him out. Lurch, pussy,
yeah, exactly.
and Big Daddy Kane, pussy. Now, because they're scared
Big,
of
giant
heights.
pussies.
Scared of heights. Now, I will say, Squid, he's scared of heights, but he manned the fuck up.
Yep.
He did.
Squid went, and he was terrified. Wait till you see it on the documentary film, because I filmed him. You can see it in his face.
Going up.
He was
Coming back down.
petrified. He was petrified, but he nutted up. And he
Yep.
did. So every time you guys see Lurch and Big Daddy, make sure you bust their balls about pussing out on the gondola right now.
Squid tells me it's good for a man to face his fears.
Exactly. That's what I told Big Daddy and Lurch, but they just looked at me and didn't take it seriously. Now, if you were there during ski season and there's 100 people in there,
Oh, wow.
patting nut to butts, this is the last thing you want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's nowhere you can go. You're just like that, dude. You're just stuck in a gondola, smelling like butt, man. What are you guys looking at, Chet?
Yeah, I was looking at some chat, but I was just thinking the one thing about the gondola is that
Must do it.
we-
Must do it.
Yes.
and we all bitched
Yes.
because it's $44 a person. to
Right.
go up.
Yes.
And we're all like, geez Louise, and that's pretty expensive. But every one of us coming back down said that was worth it.
every
every
penny.
penny.
Worth
Yeah.
it. It's badass. Takes you up to, I think it was about 11,500 feet,
Yep,
something like that.
that.
So yeah, just over 11,000
It's
feet up the
breathtaking.
top, and fucking awesome.
That was
view.
amazing.
And
we had clouds
still
all
cold.
around. It was cold up there.
It was real. Yeah.
Some snow up there. Got some great photo ops. Just breathing. That air is amazing. The view, looking out. So if you go, we've been to Jackson Hole. This is my fourth time, third or fourth. We always end up in Jackson Hole, or we have, not always, but always a fun time. Always a beautiful place. That's the first time. Attaboy.
That's how Jackson always is.
That's exactly. There was a lot of that going on in the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, which we're going to get to. But please, if you've never done it, at least once, hit that gondola ride. Cash out the $44, pay up, sucka.
It's
do
awesome.
It should be on your bucket
I think it'd
list.
be a great place to go any time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you went there in the winter, if you're a skier or whatever.
Right.
Holy shit! Any time of year, that place would be awesome. Like we went down after coming back from the gondola and went down and had a cocktail in that bar. You know, shit, that place was cool as hell. You know, and they were just setting up the
mangy
band.
booth.
If we could have hung around there, I'm sure that would have been hopping in there for the evening. Guy was just setting up his music and stuff. That was a cool place.
Yep.
Mangy Moose, is that what that was?
Mangy Moose.
Moose.
Mangy Moose, and it's good right there at Jackson Hole at the ski resort. So check that out.
That was
Beer.
good as squid though, getting up there,
Totally.
not pussing out like the other guys.
I got to figure out how I'm going to put that little together for the
Fucking afraid
documentary
they're gonna
film.
wet their pants or something getting up there.
'Cause you could see it in his
Bullshit.
face.
Oh yeah,
On the way up.
In fact,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
remember on the
on the
way down how the thing drops? Like
Yeah.
you're cruising along and then like
You hit the
free
poles.
fall for like a couple feet. And
Yep. When you go over the
Squid-
towers.
Yeah.
Right. And Squid didn't want to go look up at the front of like when we were heading downhill. And he's like, dude, come walk up here with me just real quick. And so he's kind of holding on to my shoulder. And just to walk up there with him, he's like, gets his picture and he goes, all right, I'm good. But it's like good for him.
Good
you
for
know,
him.
good for him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We can't say the same for Lurch and Big Daddy,
Pussies.
but sorry, I got it. I'm just, Lurch should be going right now if he was here. I don't care. Fuck it. You know him.
This will all be edited
Fuck
out.
it.
This will all be edited out.
Yeah, he is the editor. You're right, Lurch. You better not edit out that I called you a pussy publicly on here.
The
okay?
live guys know. They heard it. So
Okay,
it's fine.
yeah, there you go. The live guys heard it good. All right, so then we're gonna wrap it up because we got to get moving. This stuff's awesome, but we can get talking. Gosh, the $1 Million Cowboy Bar. It's not our first time. I've been there once else. The first trip I didn't make it to the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, but we won't even get into that.
No.
But this trip I did make it to the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, and oh boy. It's a hopping place. If you're not
Very
familiar
cool.
with it, if you've never went to Jackson, you must go there.
Yep.
It's a we had a great live band. We ate dinner at the Gun Barrel Steakhouse. We didn't actually eat there at the $1 Million Cowboy. The Gun Barrel Steakhouse was right next to, do you guys remember, where did we stay? We always stay at the same place.
The
Let me look it up.
Victorian.
The Victorian, yeah.
Yep.
And yeah,
The
that's,
Virginian.
Virginian
Sorry.
Lodge.
Virginian
that's
Lodge.
right. And remember what the fuck happened there?
At the steakhouse?
No, at the Virginian Lodge. That's where we were pulling in.
Oh, the baby elk.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Moose. The
Moose,
fucking
that's
moose
right, it
went
was a
running
moose.
right in front of you guys.
Came
Yeah.
running right by me. I was getting my shit off my motorcycle, and luckily I was able to get my camera. He came running like within 10 feet of me, right through the road, right through the parking lot by my bike, dude. I'm not too familiar with that kind of wildlife. I was thinking, dude, he's going to just take somebody out. But I got it on film, and that's funny, just running through town,
Yeah.
but running around cars and shit. Just,
Yeah.
crazy.
So over to the Gun Barrel before $1 Million, like you were
Across the
saying,
parking
that
lot.
was good food.
Ooh,
That was
That was
delicious.
really great
Yeah.
food. So if you're in Jackson Hole, find that the Gun Barrel Steakhouse. That's a great place.
Right
to eat.
next to the Virginian. You can't miss it.
Yep, then kick her over to the $1 Million Cowboy bar to have a few cocktails.
Finish her out with a few waters.
Yeah,
I had a lot of waters.
Yeah,
we
we
Ubered down there, and it was well worth the Uber ride.
It was well worth the Uber ride. You guys know that about us. We are responsible. So if we know we're going to actually drink and to where we couldn't drive, we Uber it. And that night we decided to Uber it. Everybody wanted to Uber it to $1 Million Cowboy
It
Bar.
was also fucking pouring rain.
Oh,
that
it
was
was
legit
pouring.
mountain storm.
Oh, that's right.
Pouring. We were going to walk originally, I think, or ride. Well, I was going to ride, but it was pouring.
Yeah, but you
rain.
don't drink. So
Yeah, so I can ride
And you were
home.
going to give me a ride back.
I was gonna, that's right. We discussed that, didn't we? Oh, yeah. And you were going to pinch my nipples a little bit on
That's
the way.
right. And we're
going to
do reverse cowgirl or reverse cowboy, I guess, in our steak.
Oh, look at Michael White says in the chat, $1 Million Cowboy sounds like a mixture of Indecent Proposal and Brokeback Mountain.
and exactly. It was fun.
Yeah. And
was
so the
great.
We're not
guys,
here to judge.
I wish I knew the name of
that girl.
the singer.
It was the.
Screw the
Did you
girl.
write it?
Yeah. Popeye woke up in the morning and goes, I wish I knew the name of that girl that crapped in my mouth. I'm teasing.
Damn bitch.
Oh, I'm teasing. I don't remember.
It was the KDW band. It was the dude's initials.
15-year LEO out of Oregon. And then
Oh, he was. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
15-year LEO out of Oregon. Yeah, you might have left.
They're like a
before that.
cover band, right? Just singing.
He did everything.
He did-
man.
I
They
guess he kinda
covered
did
all
every- yeah.
kinds of shit. I mean,
He covered
ran
more
the gamut.
songs than I've ever seen a cowboy band cover.
No shit, right?
They did
Yeah,
it well.
He covered everything. Yeah, he did. He was a great singer, and it was funny because we had people coming up to us at the end of the night. Remember telling our group that we made the night because we were loud and we were having fun and
We're singing in the back.
dancing and everyone was dancing and shit and
Oh, yeah,
singing
don't-
everything in the back.
Don't skip over the dancing.
It was
bro.
a Monday too.
It was
No,
a
I'm
Monday.
not. I'm just looking. It was a Monday. So
I remember him even saying, he's like, "Holy shit, this is Jackson on a Monday," you
Yeah,
know, and it was
right.
hopping out there. So even the singer was having a good time.
oh yeah, you guys were singing like crazy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they just lit.
Loved it.
They tied one on these guys and had a ball. I got a lot of good filming. Cowboy Corey was a newest member of the Sworn Few Motorcycle Club, and it was his first long distance trip with us, and he's a kick, and he started just dancing out there on the floor by himself, and I got some funny video
Dude can
swinging his
dance.
legs around. He can dance, and
Where does he get the rhythm? I mean,
I don't know.
Damn, I'm impressed.
That was fun. So anyways, the guys, me and Oscar headed back at a fairly decent time. Some of the guys stayed and had a few more drinks, but I had to get back and get film gear and stuff. But they had a ball, and it was, let's just move on to day 3.
Moving on, day 3.
Moving on, day 3.
Moving on.
Pick it back up. Let me set this day up for you. So day 2, day 3 is Jackson, Wyoming to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, day 3. That was the road construction
Via
where we did the filming. Remember we pulled over
Oh, yeah.
with those semi trucks. That
Yeah.
was the road construction I was
it
thinking.
was.
Good
So
thing you take notes.
267 miles, 5-hour saddle time, not an extremely long day for us, which we like. Highway 89, we're going to talk about this. Bear Lake, Logan Canyon Scenic Byway is some of the things we rode. We really want to break down these rides for you because I knew about this and we'll get into that. But these are some bucket list rides that you guys will want to pay attention to. Write them down because you have to hit these. So yeah, nice day, 267 miles, not bad. And moving towards Salt Lake City, Utah, which is where we were going to have our patron meetup day. That's why we were trying to get from Jackson down to Salt Lake City, and then we'll break that. So who wants to dive in here on day 3?
That started off.
Your
right
mind might
away.
have been a little more fresh, Oscar, on that morning. Why don't you go ahead and start with that?
True story, and well played, because you were a little foggy, along with Cowboy
and Matt.
Lurch.
Yeah,
Lurch.
Lurch.
Lurch might have been really foggy.
You guys brought him back in a fucking wheelbarrow.
Me and Oscar made sure Lurch got back safe. That was our mission, is to get him in the Uber and make sure he got back
He
safe.
went from like this, woohoo, to.
Oh yeah. I had to, okay, real quick before we get into day 3, that brings that up. I will tell you that I gave Lurch a camera. I just wanted some B-roll stuff for the documentary. He doesn't really know a lot about filming.
Ended up with a bunch of dick pics.
Dude, no. I literally, halfway through the night at the $1 Million Cowboy bar, I set it up on auto settings and I'm like, just get some basic shots throughout the trip before he went home. I literally took his camera away from him. I did. And I didn't give it back. He goes, "You're taking it away from me, aren't you?" Yeah, you're done. Because he's like this, trying to get film, and he kind of leans over in the booth, and I'm like, "Give me, you're going to spill beer on the camera." And he goes, the morning next, he goes, "Do I get my camera back?" I go, "You can have your camera back now." But so I haven't even looked at what's on it. I download onto a hard drive. I don't even want to know. All right, let's move on. Jackson to Salt Lake. Pick it up, Oscar.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, we left Jackson, and it was kind. We did that one pass. We were riding along the river for a while. Was cool. Was nice. But then we kind of went out into this big valley, and where we stopped for gas the first time, and it was okay. But then we started getting up into the mountains again.
It was cold. We left.
And
it was
then-
45 degrees.
Yeah.
That was our
Oh,
coldest
yeah,
morning
that
of
was
the trip.
cold.
And I geared up with heated gear. I'm not going to lie to you because I have it. That's why. That's
Probably
why.
2.5 hours into the ride that morning, we got up into that first pass towards Bear Lake, and that was pretty nice. After that, the rest of the ride was pretty nice. Bear Lake was nice, but the first couple hours,
We were kickstands up at 10. Kickstands up at 10. Yes, because it was a short day.
We made the time. We left on time. We were good there. I was surprised.
We did leave on time.
Exactly. That's what's nice about days like that. And that's why the guys wanted to party the night before, because we knew it was a short day. 267, and we knew we could leave late. So I will tell you this, Oscar, unless you want to pick it up, you kind of skipped over some things. You want to keep going? Or you want me to pick it up?
What did we skip over? The gas stop was
You can't
boring.
just say we stopped at Bear Lake and Fish Haven. Okay. So
No. I was going to say before that. I mean, where we stopped for gas, that section was kind of boring. It was a lot of like little towns, 45. Pretty
getting
cool.
to Fish Haven, you mean?
Yes,
Right.
before Fish Haven.
Yes. We knew what we had coming. What are you laughing at?
Just your notes. You got hangovers twice. Guys were hungover. Says some more shit. We did this, that.
I still
Guys were
hungover. Nice, dude. You're right. I wanted to capitalize on that, apparently.
But I'll tell you what, for leaving when it's like 40 degrees in the morning and
Wake you
you're a
up
little
quick.
bit hungover, oh, it feels great on a hangover. rather than the other direction where I've been, where it's 95 degrees and you wake up and you're taking off hungover, like, oh my god,
And you're thinking,
you want to die.
Yeah.
I didn't get enough sleep. Yeah.
Well, one thing about it, so like you said, it was like 40, 45 degrees and we took off in the morning. I didn't, side thought, well, just don't worry about that. Because you said you didn't get enough sleep. But the gal member at, I think it was at the hotel, had told us like 2 or 3 days before it snowed there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, someone had said that.
No shit. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So great weather in the afternoon. I mean, it was like 80 in the afternoon. Or actually, no, we were low 70s.
Yeah, it warmed up.
We were low 70s in the afternoon. But just a couple days before, it was snowing. And then the forecast, pretty much the lows were right around 38 to 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So it gets cold at night even. This is late June.
Yeah, no shit. Not very often do we ride a summer trip where we have to take our snow gloves. And that was one of those. I mean, that's the trick riding that many miles, is you got to find a balance between gear and the weather and shit. I mean, the fact that we ran that night, it was predicted to be 37 or something.
That's why, and it's funny, it's interesting. We all know, because we're experienced cross-country riders and we have the gear necessary. We're never caught out. But, and that's what you told Corey. I remember you telling me this. We're sitting have a beer, because Corey is our newest member and he hasn't been on a lot of trips, and he got burned. And he called Popeye, and I remember Popeye saying this, correct me if I'm wrong, but Popeye said he called me and said, what kind of weather should I pack for? And Popeye's response,
from an experienced person of doing these long rides, he asked me, from somebody who's done this a bunch, from experience, he goes, what is the most important thing you can tell me? And I said, don't pack for the weather here.
right. Yeah.
How more can you say it? Like, pack for everything, because you're going to get burned.
Hit it all. And we did. There was a couple days.
Heated gear.
That morning was cold. And then riding, was it down to the Grand Canyon? It was cold.
And 93.
It was 103 going into
cold.
Logan, which we're going to get to.
Oh, fuck.
The
other
Not
the other
Logan,
day
but
down in,
St. George. Yeah. It was 103 that day in St. George. That was the hottest day we had.
But I was thinking of the other day when, and we'll get to it, but when we were riding through Nevada, that whole trip was cold as fuck.
Cold as when we went to Ely, dude. That was brutal.
It was, and it wasn't because I had a nice jacket and a heated liner underneath. And if you just pack for everything, though, it just shows you I was never once wet, cold, or uncomfortable. You just gotta. And my motto is, I tell people all the time, because people violate it, and I tell them, gear up one layer more than you think you need, because as soon as you get riding, it's going to cool down a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Always one more layer. If it's hot while you're standing there, one more layer and you'll be fine. You won't have to stop and pull over. So, do you want to pick it up from there, Oscar? Or you want me to go?
Yeah, so we go finally. So I remember when we looked at this.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
here.
Fairhaven, Bear Lake was fantastic. So we were coming in from the north, and you get into this huge valley, and you're still at elevation. I think we were still at 4,000 or 5,000 feet. And then Bear Lake's out in front of us, and it was just amazing. Those northern,
so you're basically south, right along the Idaho-Utah border,
right?
Or sorry, Wyoming, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Wyoming border and Utah. You're just flirting with it, and you actually bump into Idaho to get to Fish Haven, right?
Right.
So Fish Haven, Idaho, you're just on the border.
So I remember when we looked this up, and I thought, hey, this is a cool place around the lake or whatever, and so.
I remember I said I had been through it.
Yeah, right.
And the guy was like, oh, we got to hit that again.
Yep, exactly.
The opposite way than I rode it. But yeah,
I
rode out of Logan. I rode out of Logan to Bear Lake. This time we rode from Bear Lake into Logan.
Right.
Yep. Or towards Logan.
So we get to Fairhaven. I'm just looking at a GPS on my phone.
Fish Haven,
trying to keep us close. And I'm like, we ride through Fish Haven, and I had the address, and I never saw the road that it was on or anything. I'm like, what the fuck? So finally it we find the road. We had to turn around and come back. I think you hit it on your GPS, didn't you? I didn't. I plugged in Fish Haven. I didn't plug in the actual.
You're talking about something different. This is
no. This is on the golf course.
This is lunch at the golf course at
Remember,
Bear
we
Lake.
went down. We passed it, and then we had to come back and go up that hill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did. I thought you were talking about the other time you fucked up and we
Just one other time.
Hey, you douchebags promised you wouldn't talk about that. I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit.
where I'm like, hey, I think we're supposed to take that turn back there. We're going to this other city. Completely going the wrong direction.
Pretty soon we're going to be in like Arizona. Oh no! So it was a totally random restaurant on a golf course. But when we looked at the pictures, it did not look like that. It looked like it was just a restaurant on the lake in this little city, and the little Fairhaven was nothing, or Fish Haven. There was just nothing there. So we end up at this restaurant on the hillside above the lake. It's a golf course. Turned out to be fantastic.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic restaurant. So good pick.
It was.
But totally not what I thought it was going to be, but
yeah, we planned that ahead of time. Did you throw? Sorry, I was chatting here. Remember what I said about multitasking? What was the name of the place?
I don't know.
Don't we have it in here? Fish Haven, Bear Lake, lunch at Cooper's up on the hill.
Oh, Cooper's.
Beautiful. I got some cool drone shots that'll be in the documentary film. It's a beautiful golf course. They've got an upstairs, a downstairs. They have a huge patio, and the patio extends, and you're up over the tree line, and you can see all of Bear Lake. If you guys haven't seen Bear Lake, it's absolutely should be on your bucket list. The reason I know about this is 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I rode from Colorado, Denver, did the Colorado trip. We rode this, but we rode the opposite direction out of Logan. So this Highway 89 that we're going to talk about after lunch, we'll get into that. But this is where it starts. And even if you have a family, this would be a really good. I would love to take my family there sometime. They have a ton of rentals. You can rent boats, and they're skiing. Bear Lake is a beautiful, large lake, and they've got all the amenities there. But we picked this. It was really good food. Like I say, you can, even if you're not a golfer, you overlook the golf course, overlook the lake. I got some great shots, and the food service was great. And because it was lunch on day 3, which was like a Tuesday, it wasn't busy at all. No. Very good
Wasn't
pick.
the waitress making fun of somebody at some point there? I thought something happened with that waitress.
I might have been drone running the drone.
Oh, yes, she was.
I don't remember what happened, though.
It was bullshit. Look at that smile. You don't remember?
No.
The drink. Was that Matt that had the drink? Lurch had the...
Matt doesn't drink.
No,
he guzzles. What drink did he have? Guzzles. Remember, and he didn't figure it out. Oh, can I? Oh, she says my favorite sex on the beach, and he goes, "Oh, I'll have that, or I'll have that drink, or whatever." Right. And then what did she make fun of him for?
And then he goes, "Not literally, but actually, I like the drink. And I'm sorry." And he got all embarrassed. He goes, "I didn't mean."
Yeah,
that.
she's like, "That's my favorite." Kind of messing with him, and he's like, "Oh."
He kind of got choked up. She's like, "It's my favorite too, but I mean, not with you. I'm married."
Yeah, that's what he said. Not with you.
Yeah, no, I'm married. And
That's right. That's right.
Don't edit that out either.
Leave it in there,
Jack
Matthew.
Wagon. All right, so definitely a good place to eat. Stop in Bear Lake, grab lunch because you want to be prepared. Water up, gas up like we did, because then it is time to head on over Highway 89. Write it down right now. I've been there twice. It's absolutely, it made our top 10 list, Popeye, that we did, top 10 roads to ride in
For
Western
you, I
United
wasn't
States.
there. The first time Colorado trip, I was not there.
No. Remember
yours.
The podcast episode.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, it made one of mine.
Yours.
Right, yeah. It made one of mine. Sorry.
I wasn't there, though.
Okay, gotcha. You were there for the podcast.
I was there for the podcast, not there for the ride when you wrote it.
Me. So now, saying that, before we get into 89, would it make your top 10 now? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, there you go. Would it make 11, 12, 13, top 20?
Top 20.
And the only reason is because it's so short.
I know.
It's a short fucking stretch. And that's the only reason.
But it doesn't matter how short it is. If it's good, that's what I tell her every time.
Oh, right.
I tell her every time. If it's short and it's good, it's worth it. It doesn't always have to be long.
Yeah. Oh, I think what he's saying is it was too quick. It went by too fast. That's what happened. And that was where we had the road construction. We got stuck there for a little bit.
Yeah, this is where me and you were bombing up the hill, remember? And they stopped at the rest area, but me and you were kind of mobbing up there, and we stopped, and they were like, "Oh, because we didn't know that was the top. It was so fucking quick that we didn't even know that we were at the top."
Those were
so
badass.
It is a cool road. There, the lake was cool. I'd put Teton Pass way above that one as far as
Well, yeah,
scenic. Riding up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cool road. I mean, I wouldn't say divert yourself 250 miles to ride it, but it was a cool road.
Well, the reason we picked it is because the alternative, I think, was 15.
I think I just like maybe
and the freeway.
Maybe some of it is just the views I like. To stopping at the lookout, looking over Bear Lake. Maybe that's why it made.
It was a good. No, it was a good road.
It is short. You're right.
It was a good short. Overall, beats the freeway hands down. And
fuck yeah!
There was no alternative.
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful ride. It was a good trip road. Like you're right. I don't know if I would ride.
We did hit some construction. They got a lot of construction going on it. But even 4 years ago, we hit construction. They've been working on that road for a long time because it's a highly traveled road.
Yeah. And coming into Logan was fantastic. That was awesome. I loved coming into Logan up top.
We got some drone shots, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did.
We stopped. That's going to make the documentary film. I got some beautiful riding drone shots of the group. So hopefully those turned out well. And I previewed some of them. That should be a good thing to make the documentary film. So yeah. You're right. Coming into Logan is always beautiful.
That was pretty cool.
Yep. Logan, Utah, period, is a beautiful place.
Really
There's so many beautiful places, but I love Logan.
Yeah.
And then Logan is where, shortly after that's where I broke off from you guys.
That's right.
Yep, that's right.
So as
you broke off to go to your sister's house,
Yeah, so some of you guys, might remember I got a sister that lives in Utah, north of Salt Lake a ways. And so just like last year's ride, I broke off for a bit and then went and visited her, had dinner with the family and the nieces and nephews and stuff, and then met back up with you guys after you were doing what at the Lucky 13 Challenge. What happened there? What was that all about? I don't really know much about this.
So I had set up a food challenge for Oscar. God bless him. Oscar is a good sport. And I had set this up ahead of time. It's Lucky13SLC.com, Salt Lake City. Try the Lucky 13 Challenge. And so we went there. And I purchased this for Oscar. I purchased it if he would do it. And he's a good sport.
Holy shit.
We were told about prior, and I don't remember who all did that, and I'm sorry. But we had asked, and a lot of prior to the trip, and some people had said Lucky 13, some patron members, if you're in Salt Lake City, SLC. And so we all ended up there. It's a great place, great burgers, great brews. If you're not even doing the food challenge, the burger was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. But this food challenge, Oscar, it'll be in the documentary film. We're not going to tell you whether he completed it or not. I know some of you follow us on social media and you may got wind, but you'll have to wait for the documentary film to see it. We're not going to talk about it here, but I will tell you, this is the food challenge of a lot of food challenges. You want to talk about it a little bit, Oscar? Not,
dude. I shouldn't. What happened to
not the results?
Yeah, right.
But what it was about. Do you need me to pull up the?
No. It's seared into my memory.
Is it okay?
Forever.
Good. I'm glad, dude. Oscar, and I just want to say publicly, thank you for playing along with me, because I push Oscar into some of this stuff because I'm trying to make a really interesting documentary film. Plus, we all have fun when people do that.
That's true.
And Oscar has done other eeting challenges, so it's not out of the realms of Oscar to do an eating challenge.
It's always fun having
one
a good laugh at somebody else's expense.
Totally. And on film.
The food challenge, I'm looking back at the one in Canada. That was nothing compared to this damn thing.
Yeah.
And they made me, okay, so
you really thought you were a man after completing that one.
I
You realized you're just a boy.
Dude, that was like second grade food challenge.
He's famous. He's famous on that documentary film. That's why everybody wanted you to do this. The community was like, Oscar, do this, do this.
That place in Canada did not make me sign a waiver. And this waiver at Lucky 13 was very explicit.
It was
I
detailed.
mean, seriously.
Stomach splits apart and you fucking bleed to death internally. Not our problem.
Correct. Like the first line was like, this is stupid. You're an idiot. Don't do this. But if you want to do it, sign down here indicating how dumb you are.
And if you want the local Mormons to come pray for you, they will before you do it.
So I did. I signed the waiver and I took a picture of it because that's pretty cool. And then I Googled what it looks like. I'm like, holy shit, that thing is huge. And so it was 2 hamburgers.
He doesn't just say huge, dude. If you guys want to look at it,
it is insane. So one of the pictures we took, the one burger was as tall as a regular Coors Light beer bottle. So I have a picture of the beer bottle behind it, and you can just see the top of the beer bottle behind the hamburger, not a can, an actual bottle. So that's another.
Oh, no shit, Jesus.
And so I was like, holy fuck.
Papa, I said, when I saw it, it actually made me nervous. I was like, oh my God, that's stupid. It's a stupid food challenge.
It is. That guy's like, oh, you got to eat the fries too.
But Oscar is a man.
Fries. That's retarded. There was like 3 pounds of fries.
Yeah.
They were
delicious. You're a man.
Oh, dude.
You're a man, dude. I can't believe
How much did it cost? was the cost?
I think I paid
like $40,
$40, $50 for it, but you win $200 if you finish it. They'll give you $200 cash.
If I finished it in less than 12 minutes, I would have won $1,000.
That's right.
That's fast.
You have an hour to finish it.
You do have an hour. Oh yeah. So so unlike in Canada,
But
this one had
you guys got to see the film. Oscar's unbelievable. I
tried.
can't tell you whether he finished it or not. He surprised me even on this deal.
there was very specific rules. I couldn't get up and go to the bathroom. I couldn't. Let's see. Once I started, I couldn't stop. There was like 4 or 5 things. If I did any of those, that was violated.
Yep.
And then in the end of an hour, it was totally over. I could throw in the towel if I wanted any time, but they had the one in Canada didn't. It was like, okay, just eat all this. Okay. So the waiver, the rules, and then I looked at the picture. I'm like, damn. So the first burger was what? Almost 2 pounds there was almost 2 pounds of
It's the Big Benny. They call it the Big Benny and the Lucky 13 burger. So it's not just one burger; it's two.
It's 2.
And they're
both with fries.
They're about. I'm giving a visual.
Yeah.
They're like this high. Like you couldn't even get your mouth even around a quarter of it.
I couldn't. I asked the guy, "How the fuck am I? Can I have a fork?"
That's what she said.
Yeah,
that's what I tell all my ladies. You're never going to get your mouth around even a quarter of this. All right, that's ridiculous.
Just lick around the edges.
Oh, God.
Already off track.
Oh my God, we're going nowhere here. All right.
They didn't give me a fork and stuff at the beginning. Like, hey, I don't know. How am I supposed to eat this? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, most people just tear it apart, I think, and like ball it up in their hand and just, what do you do? You know?
Maybe. It was delicious.
It was. And the biggest thing about it, this burger, is talk about the spiciness of it.
So that's the...
And I will give credit to Big Daddy King because he tried some of it, but he was only able to take, and he's a hot, spicy eater.
I like that. I love
Lurch
it.
took one bite. You took a couple bites of that spicy, and I could see it in your face. You continued. Dude,
but, that is the hottest thing I've ever had.
That's
by
what I'm
far
saying.
and away. It was ridiculous.
It's not a joke.
No.
And that's what throws a lot of people out. It's not necessarily, some people can eat that amount of food, but they can't get past the spice.
And you can't order it like more mild, huh?
Nope.
No shit. No, it is that way. It was 30.
That's why not very many people complete this challenge.
I'd be out at the smell.
So what it was is it was 2. So the first... What was the Big Benny? Was the spicy one?
That was the Big Benny was the spicy sandwich, huge, tall.
The other one was legitimately a cheeseburger, right? It had like 3 patties that were like an inch thick and a bunch of cheese.
It's
and
like a foot high, right?
Yeah. So the Big Benny was 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. So literally 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, the top and a bottom plate with cheese and habaneros in the middle. The habaneros and the cheese. In between the 2 grilled cheese sandwiches was a huge hamburger patty with jalapenos in it. So I had jalapenos and habaneros infused throughout the whole thing. And I can eat jalapenos and hot sauce and shit. This was the hottest thing I have. Wow.
I'm not going to lie to you. Big Daddy Kane took they make a smaller version of it, basically. That's not the food challenge. And he wanted to try it because he eats spicy stuff. I will shit you not. Wait till you see it on the documentary. I'm not kidding, dude. He took only 10 bites and he had to space them out apart. He was literally like sweating red. His pupils constricted.
Right.
Like he didn't look like, I told him, I said, dude, it looks like the devil's in you. Like he was like close to like, I don't know, some kind of medical condition. It was freaky, dude. I was like, he knew he had to stop. He's like, I love it, but I can't do this. So wait till you see.
I love it, but it's going to kill me.
It's going to kill him, dude. And I'm like, you can't die this early in the trip. You know, you die the last day. That's fine. Not this early. Not on film, bro. Not make for a great documentary film.
Although if he died on film in the restaurant,
foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
We have rules about that shit. If you want to die, kill yourself, go out and blaze the glory on the last day.
That's right. Wait till you're done. That's what you haven't finished your acting contract with me. All right. But I will wait till you see the film, guys, because I get some close-ups of his face. He doesn't look like Big Daddy. So it's weird. I'm not just saying that. It was weird. And it was
hot. It was delicious, but it was hot.
I can't believe it. So anyways, it's good food though. If you just go there for a burger and you're not doing the food challenge, highly recommended. And then we're going to move on and we'll figure out what we're going to do here. But and this is when we actually learned, we'll talk about that later about the beer in Utah. We're not happy with the beer in Utah, but we actually got in bed at a decent time. Popeye, of course. Did you come back that night or next morning? I can't remember.
No, I came back that night and I was sitting.
That's right.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to kind of get back. I think I got back just before you guys did, and I was sitting in the hot tub having a couple cocktails.
It was a nice night to ride too.
That was the night you and Cowboy were running through the halls.
No, that was the next night.
No,
Okay,
that
we'll get
was
to
the
that.
next night. Holy shit.
That was after Patron Meetup Day.
I tried not.
I totally forgot
before Patreon meetup day, we have been known to tie one on.
Right.
And then so you're hungover Patreon meetup day. So this year I've like, I'm going to bed at a fucking decent time so I can actually function a little better and bullshit with people, and my brain's fully functioning, because I mean this is a vacation for us. I mean, we're out fucking around, and we like to have drinks on our days off and stuff, as everybody else does on our listeners, and so we like to go out and do that, and like I said, it's vacation. So but this time I was going to feel a little bit better than I did maybe like in Sturgis or in any other time.
Every other trip we've ever taken. Yeah, pretty much, dude. So, all right. So that's day 4. That was day 3. Day 4 is Patron Meetup Day. So here's what I ask you guys here. Yeah, 4%.
In my defense,
we're talking about 4% beer.
In my defense, Patreon Meetup is always a late start, and I always know that. So we always, if I get an early start, then I don't drink much. But Patreon Meetup Day is like a 10 o'clock start.
Yep, exactly. Then we should not do that. We should tell Popeye at 7.
Yeah.
And just he'd wait down there.
Exactly. Is anybody coming?
No doubt. So riddle me this. Do you guys want to finish Patron Day and then do part 2? Or do you think we should do...
I think we should break before Patreon Meetup Day.
Because that's a kind of... Yeah, because we're already at an hour...
And
about an hour
the last
20.
Day,
You're right.
Day was a wash.
You're
anyway.
good.
Yeah.
So that is correct. So I do want to do this, though, because we always do this. Now, here's the deal. We love our patron members. We want to get to know you better. We want to connect with you in the private Facebook group. We want to meet up with you in Salt Lake City, Utah, like we did this year, and do a ride and the dinner event and all that. But hey, if for whatever reason, the only way you can support us is through a flat donation, well, we never balk at a flat donation. We want to thank the following people. Somebody.
We want to thank Charles Agard. That's a lot of A's.
I don't know.
A lot of A's.
I don't know if that's an accident by Lurch, because he entered that.
It is. Charles Agard of Janesville, Wisconsin. Charles Hughes of pending, we don't know where.
Pending U.S.
Pending. Yeah, we're pending where it's going to be. Michael Moreno, we also do not know where he is from, but we thank all of you for your donations.
lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how they gave us a flat donation. Of course, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. You basically donate, plus you get benefits. But we thank everybody for those flat donations. Helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank so we can keep this thing heading on down the road. So, all right, with that said, hang on here, live audience, because we may keep going here, but we'll get to that in a minute. With that said, let's take it on out of here, guys. Thanks for listening. Again, this is part 1 of 1 for the podcast. Regular audience listeners, part 1 of, or 2 of 2 will be coming up. That's right. Don't get stranded, Bikeaholics. We're going to talk about in part 2. We actually used this kit several times. We're going to get into some deeper stories about some of the debacles and fun times we had. We got a lot coming up for you in part 2 of 2. That was just the beginning. So get hooked up with our Cruise Tool RTH3 roll-up travel toolkit for Harley-Davidson, and we also have it, all American made V-twin motorcycles. We also have it now for Metric. I'm going to put that in here because I haven't added that yet. We actually brought the Metric kits to the store now. So Metric or American made. Why get stranded? Have your bike towed over a small repair, which I had to use it, and Oscar would have had to have his bike towed. We're going to get into that because we were able to fix his bike on the side of the road. This quality made toolkit has everything you need for a roadside emergency repair. Tested and used right here by the Law Abiding Biker crew. Yep, has our stamp of approval. Get it already. That's the Cruise Tool RTH3 and other kits, of course, for Hardy and Metric. Like I said, we brought it right to the Law Abiding Biker store. I know we have a ton of them in stock. lawabidingbiker.com/store. Nothing but 5-star reviews. Big Daddy, Kane, and Grunt, who run the Law Abiding Biker store, have them in stock, ready to ship to you right this very minute. All right, guys. Last thing I want to say is don't forget to get hooked up with the app, lawabidingbiker.com/app. Whether you have Android or iPhone, all the apps are over there. You can listen on any podcast aggregator app, or you can just get our free app. It's the best way to listen. You can leave a voicemail right from that app. But it's all over there, lawabidingbiker.com/app, and you can get hooked up and listen whatever the easiest way to listen for you is. Don't forget, if you can't support us monetarily, or even if you can, We really appreciate you going over to iTunes if you're listening on Apple or whatever platform you're listening on. Leave us a 5-star review. It helps bump us up in the ratings so that we can reach more bikers around the world. Little social proof, and all those bikers can join this thing we call the Biker Revolution. Stay tuned for part 2 of 2.